All right, so some of you are probably wondering from the last video, is there not an easier way to do this? And the answer is yes. So there's something called the GEOMEAN functions. Let me type in GEOMEAN here. And I'm going to hit the FX key to insert the function to kind of give you an idea what it's going to do. So this is going to return something called the geometric mean of an array or range of positive numeric data. And you might have also been wondering, why didn't we just take the average growth rates over time instead of doing the compounding? Well, that's kind of the point of doing this geometric average, is that it's going to consider the compounder changing over time, whereas the average doesn't take that into consideration. And if you calculate the average, the arithmetic average, it's actually going to overstate your true average growth rate, and we don't want to do that. So with this, it says that we need an array or range of positive numeric data. So some people may say, okay, well, why then could I not just highlight the sales data? So if I did that here, for example, you could see that when I click OK, if I can click OK, it is in fact nowhere near the correct answer. So that's not right. So let's try a different approach. Let's suppose, or trying to figure out what exactly goes into this function, let's try to do the following. So I'm going to go to cell A10 and type in percentage change in sales. Then I'm going to go to cell B10 and enter the following formula. So this is going to be B5 divided by C5 minus 1. So this is going to be the percentage change in sales per period. And note that I'm only going to drag this out to cell F10, because if I did that again, well, it's not going to be able to do anything because there's no data right here. This also explains to you why I used 5 earlier, because it was growing for 5 periods. All right, so that's a percentage change in sales. I'm going to highlight those, make that not a comma, percentage, and then 2 decimal places. So now let's try to calculate our sales growth using the GEOMEAN formula. So if I do sales growth, and I'll type in GEOMEAN, parentheses, and let's just highlight all these. And I hit enter, and you see we still have a problem. We get hashtag num. Okay, so what happens here with the GEOMEAN formula is that you cannot put anything in there that's a negative number, otherwise it won't. It will throw up this error. Okay, so what I'm going to do instead to correct it, I need to figure out a way to put in the data such that that number is not negative. So what I will do is I'm going to go back and take off the minus 1 from this. So it's not really a percentage change, it's just a comparison of new and old. And drag that across. And now you see that I get the answer close to it. It's close to that 7.7%, but it's got 1.077. So to finish this off, instead of doing the minus 1 in percentage change in sales, I'll put the minus 1 outside here. And let me decrease that decimal place. That is way too big. So you can see we get the exact same answer using the compilated formula we determined last time. It took a little bit more work because I had to actually calculate the percentage change in sales. And when I do that, it's not the actual percentage change because it's not minus 1. The minus 1 comes out here to help us get the exact same answer. So there's a lot of issues with people using this particular type of function, or with growth rates, just doing an arithmetic average that doesn't consider compounding. GEOMEAN's the best way to get at that. And something else to kind of check your work is if you take the data, say if I took the data from 2014 and multiplied it by this growth rate, and then I grow it for 5 periods, you see that I get the exact same answer as what happens in 2019. Okay, so that's a good check for you. Take your data, your beginning data, multiply your growth rate for however many periods to get that, and see if it actually compounds and gets that number correctly.